Hello everybody, welcome back to the Air and Out podcast. I'm Sam and this is an update episode. So we're going to be bringing everybody up to speed, including ourselves, about what it is that we're doing at the moment, where we are and where we might be in the very near future. So it'll be a short one, short and sweet, but we think it might be helpful to keep everybody on the same page. Without further ado, let's go. Now, even though this is a short episode, we've got to do this again and again. If you could, a like, favourite and subscribe, or more importantly, a share, would be incredibly helpful towards us. We're doing our bit to grow and to increase our outreach. But we will also need your help in order to do that, and it is more valuable when it comes from you. It's one thing for us to do it, but when you guys do it, that's when it gets noticed more. So yeah, a share, a like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to take it that one step further, then you can always donate to our Buy Me a Coffee, which is your way of financially supporting us for however much or however little you're able to contribute. It all helps. Thank you. As the avid listener that you are, I'm sure you've noticed that last week we didn't have an episode and it was absolutely heartbreaking, and your life just hasn't been the same since. This wasn't our intention. We didn't want to have to go a week without. It's not some part of grand strategy to leave you waiting, and no, it's not. The reality of it is that Ben and I are quite busy. We have to do a lot of stuff outside of our podcast lives in order to facilitate this. Ben's trying to get his own business going and I'm trying to make headway in my own life. And as it stands at the moment, the podcast isn't something that we can afford to do as much as we want to do. I said it time and again, we want to do this full time and we want to make as many episodes and create the biggest impact and reach as many people as we can. But at the moment we can't afford that time. And there is a possibility that that might happen again in the future. It is amazing because things are picking up for Ben in terms of what he wants to do and the direction he's going. He's making progress. And I need to start making some changes to advance some things in my life outside of the podcast. So we just wanted to let you know that we apologise that there was an absence of an episode last week, but we just want to let you know that there is always the possibility of it happening again in the future. We'll always do what we can to make sure there's an episode out every week, but until we're able to start making those changes and being able to financially sustain this in whatever way we can, it's always a possibility, and we appreciate your patience and thank you for being here supporting us throughout it.
One thing I do want to point out though, you praised me and you were like I was blushing back here, you saw me go like that. But then you went on to say you needed to do some changes in your own life. But you're making changes in your own life, you're not seeing it. And I just want to point out, like, obviously you're so good at praising other people and telling other people, like, you know, they're great and stuff. You need to, like, remember to do it to yourself as well.
We don't want you to think that we're taking a step back from the podcast or that we're not giving as much as we can or want to it. We're still giving a lot that we can. If anything, for me personally, I'm contributing more time to it now because of how much I want this to work and how much I know that it can do. And I'm hoping that how it evolves may equate to how much effort I put in. But we're not taking a step back and we're not pumping the brakes on it. We're definitely not. That's not what we're trying to do. It's just we need to balance things, including financially sustaining our own lives outside of the podcast. If anything, like I mentioned, we are putting more effort in, and there are ways in which we are working on growing and evolving. Phase 2, as some of you may remember, I'm not sure, I know that we've talked about it somewhere, constantly trying to make a better show. We're always working on a growth-based mindset. While we aim for perfection, we settle for excellence. So we're always creating that feedback and working on making each episode better than the last. But there's also the external kind of meta things towards that. So something that I'm looking at a lot now is search engine optimization. Ooh, sexy. And marketing, that's something that I'm not very clued up on. And I'm probably going to be doing more editing as well, particularly short clips. So we are doing our bit in terms of getting it out there as well. But something that I want to try and emphasize and say to you, listener, is that we do need your help. We do need your help for this, because for as much as we are trying to make it work and grow and market it and get it out there on our end, it would help so much if you were able to get involved, to get engaged, or leave some kind of mark on the stuff that we're putting out. And I know that we say it in every single episode, but just leaving a like or commenting your thoughts, your feedback, whether it be, I'm not going to swear, this was a load of rubbish, or, you know, this episode was all right. It can be something like that. But leaving your mark on what it is that we produce really helps us in terms of YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever, actually seeing, oh, okay, people are engaging with this, or people are doing this. And that is what will make a massive difference. We can do our bit, but if you're able to do your small part for what it is that we're trying to do, we're trying to redefine mental health for the better. A lofty goal, but that's what we're here for. If you can help do that, be a part of that change, then those wheels will start to turn. But don't worry, I'm not angling or working towards asking for your financial support. We do have our Buy Me a Coffee, yeah, sure. That is where you can financially support us, but that's not what we're asking for. Because it helps, of course it helps, and any support is fantastic. But it genuinely is, like, I'm trying to separate the generic stuff that we say every episode to how much it actually can make a difference. Likes, comments, and shares. Those are what is going to make the biggest difference to us. That is how we get more attention and more eyes on what it is that we're doing. But yeah, like I said, it's what really engages us with the platform that we're on. And it shows those platforms that we are creating something worthwhile. So please, I know whoever you are listening, just those little bits, if you could do them in order to help us, they will make a massive difference. Since the start of this, I've known that we'll likely have to be in this for the long game in order for it to work. One of the things someone dear to me and my family kindly pointed out at the very, very start, before I'd even begun it, they said, you know, podcasts are usually done by people who already have a platform. I was like, yeah, thank you, I'm well aware of that. The point is, I know that this is going to take a while. Not in it for the money, not in it for anything else that would come with this being a success. And I don't expect it to blow up overnight. We're keen and ever vigilant of doing this for the right reasons. And we hope that you see that, and I hope that it comes through. I'm grateful for you all being here and supporting us. And don't get me wrong, it's not as if we upload an episode and nothing happens, although we've had a couple of weeks on Spotify where we get nothing, and it kills me. People do like. There are some that comment, and I'm sure some of you have shared it. And thank you so much. We just ask you to keep up that engagement. Keep pedaling us along while we're, keeping the fuel in the fire. Thank you for everything that you're doing for us. We love what we're doing. And I think the fact that we're not doing it for money, or we're not doing it for it, shows that we're in it for the right reasons. We have good intentions, and we're in it for the long run. And thank you for your patience. there might be a couple missed episodes here or there. Ben's very busy. He's got a very busy calendar coming up. And yeah, like I said, there are things that I need to be doing in my life which might affect the podcast. So thank you for being patient and thank you for sticking with us. Regular episode next week. Don't you worry. We'll get back to the more interesting, valuable stuff. But until then, thank you and please take care of yourselves and we'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.